All right, so we're ready.
Good?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
You nervous?
No,
A little bit. I mean, I
No
guess
way.
because too, like from what I understand about podcasts like this, like it's kind of live, right? Like you just kind of.
yeah,
Go, man. There's no editing.
I mean-
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty
I mean,
cool.
if you need me to edit something out, I can. I can. Yeah, I can. Yeah. If you, yeah, I can.
It's kind of different, though. It's like,
it's
it's like conversation, but you're like, man, there's something a little extra there.
Yeah. Because because it's one thing to do like interviews. Like, I mean, like you kind of prep for that, but I feel like it's hard to prep for podcasts because it's kind of so like random. Like sometimes it can be like, okay, you can be talking about this and then boom. Oh, pretty much in an interview, like they stick to what, hey man, let's talk about this game, talk about this play. How did this make you feel? Kind of done with it.
Pretty much what we do. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. No, that's good, but we won't, no pressure. Just
Okay,
conversation.
cool. Yeah,
Who knows? You
yeah,
might
I'm
end up
with
talking
that.
about sneakers for all I know.
I'm with that.
I know, right?
I'm excited about it.
Should have brought some props.
Some
Sneakers.
props?
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
pairs of shoes you got?
Shoes, I have like 27 Jordans.
I knew
What you got, bro?
I knew you was gonna come with that.
But he's
But
go ahead.
I'm probably sitting about like maybe right now sitting at like maybe 60. Maybe 60.
See, I'm on a teacher salary, so I can't do that.
Tough, man.
You know what's crazy? Right before I had retired, like I was in a 15 for the longest. Like I wore a size 15 for forever. And then like all of a sudden I slowly but surely started taking out my soles on my left side of my 15s. Like, this is getting kind of tight. Let me take the soles to the point like, yeah, I need to quit playing. I need to go ahead and get a 16. And sure enough, when I got that 16, like I was trying to sell them. And I mean, who know as well, like used shoes is one. I mean, like you can sell Jordans and you can get a pretty good penny off them. But when they're used, people are gonna like. I mean, maybe if you wore it one time, no, I need a retailer under that. So it got to the point, man. When I got home, I gave away so many shoes to like just kids, like high school kids, just different kids who can fit a size 15.
You got any 12s? Size 12s?
Nah.
I was about to say,
My
you
son
might
is
have
almost
a-
in the 12.
I was about-
My
you might
son's
have a
getting
limit.
close.
You might have a limited audience if you're selling 15s. I don't know. That might be
right.
part of the problem. That might be part of it, yeah.
Lineman,
Lineman, some
linemen.
ballers, yeah.
I'm like a 9. You.
Yeah, not a 10 maybe. Yeah,
You're a 9.
yeah. Depends on the shoe, man.
Hey,
Dress
man,
shoe,
I'm a
dress
9 out of
shoe?
10, bro. That's good.
Dress shoe, I'm 9.5. 9.5 on the dress shoe. Yeah, 9.5. Anyway, all right. Well, how you guys doing?
Doing great. How about yourself?
All right. I'm doing all right.
right.
So we have a little bit of a different setup here today. So with us, we have Robert Thomas, is a friend of Anthony's. I think you guys know each other from the baseball circles, right?
That's right. The
And
Sandlot boys.
let's not. Robert is a pro athlete or was a pro athlete, right? Spent
Yes, sir.
some time
Yes,
as a
sir.
pro athlete. Let's not. I don't want to kid the audiences and pretend that you know him from the pro baseball circle or anything like that. It's their kids. Like I don't know what kind of team you got, but I know it's competitive for sure. So I know a little bit of a travel team and
It's good boys.
pretty
Yeah.
intense. Yeah, I know you guys are big into it, and it's kicked off. It's that time of year, right?
Listen here. When anytime from here on out, like if you call me to do anything on a Friday through Sunday, cancel it.
Yep.
I can't be there. I can't be there. I'm on the diamond.
Yep.
Baseball field. And
Baseball field.
I got a funny memory of Robert too. The first time that we met, when the boys got together, remember that first practice at 8U?
Yep.
So we're out there. My buddy's the one who kind of mentioned it, and he had a little nickname for you, Fitty Fitty. I don't know if you remember that. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
The boys were just like a little
yeah.
inter squad, like just a little hitting over there, and they were like playing it live or whatnot. Robert was kind of being an umpire or whatever, and it was a close call. Robert was like, "Man, I don't know, man, Fitty Fitty right there." He's like, I don't know what even out or
You
say,
got
man.
the nickname. All right. Nicknames are good. All right.
Yeah,
Fitty,
yeah.
so that's the
So
call.
that's
I like it.
little funny joke. Me and my friend every time he's in town or whatever said, "Man, there's Fitty Fitty over there, man."
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. All right. So, Robert, how this usually goes is we'll kick off the episode with our top 3. And so I believe this was your suggestion, but top 3,
Yeah.
like local to the area barbecue joints.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
is
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
what we discussed. And so we'll run through. We'll each give our third. We'll each give our second, and we'll each give our top. I I will say barbecue's expensive, and I have 4 kids, man, so we don't eat it too often. But I do have some favorites. I do have some
Okay.
Hey,
favorites.
just the brisket, man.
Just the brisket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pork, that's
Be a
still pretty
sampler,
cheap.
yeah. Don't be a
man.
sampler. If I can tell a lot about a guy's wallet by the type of barbecue he orders.
That's
and
fair.
If you see a
Yeah.
sampler guy, like, man, he's
Yeah,
kind of
ribs.
got it together.
He got ribs.
He's got
Ribs are
stuff together.
expensive. Yeah. No, that's fair. I also usually what I'll tell people pretty quick is I'm from Texas, and so I don't eat.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you guys swear about y'all. Like y'all swear it's the best out there in Texas.
Yeah,
but
so
I feel like Oklahoma's pretty done.
Yeah,
good.
They're getting good.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
good spots.
yeah.
There's good spots for sure. All right, who wants to kick it off? You want to start,
I'll
Lucas?
do it because my list is terrible. I don't eat barbecue. But so usually I'm funny on these, but this one is just lame. But the first one, don't punch me or nothing. Rib crib only because
bro.
it's not my top 3.
It's consistent. It's
Okay,
consistent.
yeah,
My
It's
boys,
consistent.
my boys like it.
Yeah, sure.
So we go there for
sure.
my boys.
It's consistent.
But we're not a big barbecue eating family. But that's my number 3.
They're not a big foodie family, though, either.
Okay.
No, we're not.
Nobody's quite to the level of Anthony though, because I feel like it might be tough to even go anywhere with this dude. So
Anthony eats
got high standards.
he's the king of food. Like
Yeah.
and
he
and
thinks
I'm
he is for sure.
No, I like anything that you can think of. Ant's been there. Or
Yeah.
he knows
No, that's
someone that's
fair.
Been there.
Yeah.
That's
You know what I
fair.
mean?
All
That's
types
fair.
of culture, all types of food. I love it all. I just like good food.
All right, so my number 3 is Albert G's. I know you got on your list. So
Nope,
I worked
yep.
downtown for a bit, and we would hit up Albert G's, and specifically that barbecue parfait they have. I really like that idea.
Yep.
Layer potato salad, layer beans, layer chop, layer potato salad, layer bean, layer chop. That's solid in a clear cup
Yeah, no, it's cool.
to
Hey,
go. Yeah.
So
it's good.
I've got Albert G's as my number 3 too. I like the parfait. They got good wings, but it's kind of a family related joint with my wife. So they're an Elias side of the family where like her grandpa, the beans are named after her grandpa.
Oh, that's
Like
huge. That's
they had like
dope.
Willie's
That's really
beans and
dope.
stuff like that. Yeah, it's kind of cool. So it's a little Lebanese barbecue twist to some of that to Albert G's. So we've eaten there a lot since I've known Jennifer.
So you have to pick it.
Sure, why not? But it's pretty good. It's consistent. It's
Yeah,
good
I like
stuff.
it. It's
You know,
good.
I like it.
It's good.
Yep,
Good
good.
place.
Okay. So I think my number 3 definitely will be Leon's. Oh man, I you know what? And the only reason why Leon's is my number 3 and not top higher than that, just because the hours, man. It's
It's only like 2 or 3 days a week,
It's
right?
so
Or something like that?
exclusive.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
exclusive. And if you don't catch that, and if you don't catch the right timing of it, like you don't have the full experience. Yeah. So that's the only reason why I gave it 3.
Nice.
Sweet.
See, none of you pick rib crib. Look at that.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, you're unique, Lucas. You're
Yeah,
unique.
that's not
good.
barbecue.
Hey, my
Dude.
list is Here's my another one. Number 2. I've never even been to this place, but Smokelahoma. It's a new place there in Claremore. What are you looking at?
Is that?
No, I just think it's funny because I've never
Now
been
listen,
there.
I have something.
That sounds like it could be like one of the smoke shops.
Right,
What kind of
right,
smoke shop
right.
is that?
Shops, yeah.
That definitely sounded smoke shoppy.
You want me to keep going? We good?
Keep going. Keep
See,
going.
I'm making fun of me already.
Keep going.
Lost my train of thought. They go to school with my boys, so
Oh, that's cool.
they're opening.
Okay.
They used to have one in Chelsea, and then they're moving to Claremore. So once they open up in Claremore, I will try them,
Nice.
and I'll
I like
give
that.
them a review here.
Yeah, and it'll become one of your top 3 for sure.
I don't eat barbecue.
Yeah,
so there you go.
it's
But you guys
easy.
won't have any.
Why don't you like
It's easy.
barbecue?
I didn't say I don't like it. I just
Why don't you eat it?
I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
Don't worry about it. I'll go check it out. I will
See?
let you know.
See?
I will let you know.
All right.
There you go.
My number 2 is Robert's number 3. I like Leon's.
Nice.
It's Smoke Shack, right? Leon's
Right,
Smoke
yep,
Shack.
yep.
Okay. And I've only been there one time, and I loved it, man. And it was with some guys from work, and they have the potatoes. You know what I'm talking about? That really stood out.
Loaded potato.
And, yeah, low potato. Does he
Yeah.
call it this? I'm gonna get it. The slap.
The
Is that what he said?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
All right.
exactly
All right.
it. That's it. That's
Okay.
it. You're right.
All right. The slap. So
Uh-huh.
I wrote that down because I thought I remembered that. But it's more potato. It's more food than you can possibly eat. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable. I think it has to be like 2 potatoes. It can't be 1 potato. It's unbelievable. Anyway, it's awesome. Loaded up with barbecue, sauce, and then he throws like this drizzle of ranch on it. Oh my gosh.
It's a 2-man job, but like
Oh.
I typically, I mean, I handle it.
All right. All right.
I
Yeah.
definitely handle it.
Yeah, it was good, man. I really enjoyed it. And like you said, what an atmosphere. It's great.
Right,
Yeah, it was
right.
cool. It was cool.
I've never been to Leon, so I guess I got to add that on my list.
Gotta go.
Where's it
Gotta
at?
Go. It's
Sheridan, I
yeah,
think?
right off of
Yeah.
Sheridan. Right off of Sheridan. Like
Okay.
Sheridan and is that Lewis? No, Sheridan and
I don't know specifics, but I
What
do
is
know.
that?
Well,
somewhere
good
around
thing we
there,
got
yeah.
Google. That
Yeah,
won't be hard
yeah.
to miss.
Yep.
All right, number 2, Killer Whale Barbecue. Anybody heard of that place?
I knew you was
Nope.
gonna go somewhere exotic with it. Killer,
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
never.
Whale
Where-
barbecue.
Killer
where would-
Whale Barbecue.
I have never heard of that.
Okay, so
What's it
he's
called?
only open on Saturdays. I think
Okay.
he's from Owasso, actually. I don't know what his day job is, but he's only open Saturdays at Heirloom Rustic Ales. What is
Oh,
that,
yeah.
like First and
Hey, you
Utica,
were telling me
First
about
and
that place.
Peoria?
Yeah.
And it's Central Texas Barbecue.
Oh, I like
And-
it. I'm in.
Yeah, and man, he's got great, like extra moist brisket. He's got great sausage. What he got? Chicken. The ribs are great. It's awesome because you go in there on a Saturday. Last time I went was like Father's Day. We all went as a family.
Don't.
Went down there and ate, and then you just you walk into the brewery, get a few beers. You sit outside on little picnic tables. But the killer side is curry baked beans, like Indian curry smoked beans, and it is phenomenal.
You are one of the most exotic eaters
Yeah.
I've ever heard
So you say
in my life.
you say barbecue, and then you say curry.
Hey man,
No, that's fine.
mixing
Is it-
cultures right there.
So Central Texas barbecue, no sauce.
I think you can get a little sauce on the side.
All
None
right,
on the
all
meat
right.
though.
Yeah,
none on the
yeah,
meat.
Yeah, they don't sauce it, man.
Yeah,
I like
they
that.
typically don't.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
They don't like that.
He's got a little like kind of a it's like a vinegar based sauce on the side if you want it.
That's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Good.
So not like a super sweet. You like the super sweet, like kind of thick ones?
I'm more of a thick one. I
Yep.
like for my barbecue to like. I don't want it to drip. I want it
Yeah.
I want it thick and sit.
I like
on
it
there.
spicy.
Yeah,
That's what I
It's
like.
like a good
Spicy,
spice.
yep.
See, so my 2 is Smokies. It's over in Broken Arrow.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Oh my good! And when I tell you, they have 3 like in-house made like sauces. And when I tell you like. You know a sauce is good if a kid eats it. Like kids typically
Yeah.
don't really like kids eat ketchup. You know, kids eat ketchup. When you got kids that eat like I want to try all of those sauces. Like this sauce got to be amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, Smokies and Broken
All right.
Arrow, they're amazing.
The sauce
Sweet.
don't drip.
The sauce don't. The one that I like,
Okay.
it does not
Okay.
drip.
Yep.
I like that. I like that. That's good.
I'm learning
Yep.
all kinds of things here.
Yeah.
You guys should have brought in some stuff for me to try. But
Yeah, my mouth is watering. I'm actually hungry.
Brought that in that sampler platter.
That's right. That's right.
So my number 1 is going to be Anthony's number 1. So I'm going to let him go ahead and do your number 1, and we can kind of talk about it together. I
Okay,
just know
all
it's
right.
going to be your number
all
1.
right, all right.
So
What do you want me to go now?
Yeah, go for
ahead.
it.
Go for
Okay,
it.
all
What
right.
is it?
My number 1, Trails End Barbecue.
Okay.
Owasso.
All right.
Long story though, like great barbecue, consistent barbecue. It's here local. Been open I think like 25 years. My only job ever besides flying airplanes was at Trails End Barbecue.
Oh,
so
that's crazy.
I started off as a
Dope.
dishwasher.
That's pretty dope.
When I was in high school, baseball player, washed dishes on the weekends, like Wednesday nights or something like that. Motivation to definitely go to school and not be a dishwasher
yeah,
for
sure.
a living.
For sure.
But the guy, John Cash, who owns it, he actually has known my parents for a long time before I was born. Always took good care of me. Growing up, he actually catered my wedding and paid for it. Like
Oh,
they comped
man.
my
Wow.
comped
That would be my favorite, too.
Catering
I'm
at my
about to
wedding.
just say that. So are they truly your favorite, or is he just one of your favorites?
He because more circumstances like
What's the
he
meat
made
like?
the meat is good. It's very consistent. It's not going to be like your like extra moist brisket, with your all these sauces, but it's very consistent. They do breakfast and they get like brisket tacos and
I
stuff
do like
like
their
that.
breakfast. It's good.
Yeah, so it's good. So there might
Catfish
be. So I
Fridays.
would say like me of food. He's not going to be the killer whale. Probably the Smokies. Like just kind of out there. Like just like this crazy extra moist homemade sausages stuff like that. But it's very consistent. It's local, and I got to give he's got to be my number 1 because of multiple reasons.
We're looking for a
In
sponsor,
there.
Trails End.
Yeah,
so
he's,
we're
he's,
open.
and
We're open to that.
he's a great dude. He's a Christian man. He feeds the homeless, the
That's dope.
needy
Okay.
every year
That's dope.
during Thanksgiving. He was also named Trail Days Mr. and Mrs. Owasso. Him and his wife were like 2019, something like that. So just stand up dude. So he's got to be my number 1, no doubt.
There you go.
Well, Lucas,
My number 1, too.
That's huge. Okay.
They're
I like
consistent.
that.
They're
I like
consistent.
that.
Yeah.
consistent.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know what that even means when you're talking about barbecue and it's consistent. But
Well, I feel
we'll take
bad
it.
for picking somebody else now, but I'm gonna go with Max and Sky took.
Yeah,
I really
yeah,
like
yeah,
Max.
yeah.
It's good. They have that barbecue Frito pie. It's pretty good. I like that. It's interesting. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, they have a spicy one. They put a ghost pepper cheese on it.
Text my wife that one. That might
Yeah.
be a trip.
Yeah, man, it's
Tomorrow sounds like early trip too. That could be an early one.
It's really good. They have I think if I remember right, they have a spicy barbecue sauce too, which isn't always something you find. I like that. Like peppery.
He's got some. He has some unique dishes for sure.
Yeah, he does.
up there.
Yeah, he's good, man. I like
Yeah.
him. It definitely a treat to drive all the way over there and grab it. But
they've
I
been
like
up there
it.
for a while. He's second
Yeah.
generation, and
I think from the '80s is what is something like that. I think they have a new pitmaster or something like that.
Well,
but
it's
he's
I believe it's
son-in-law
the
or something
son-in-law.
like- yeah.
Yep,
It's pretty
son-in-law
cool.
who took it.
Family
Yeah, it's
business.
good place.
Small.
Great. Probably definitely the best place to eat in Sky Took.
Okay.
Put it this way.
Dope.
Whoa.
Dope.
Ooh.
Oh,
What, Tasty Freeze?
They got a
I don't
Dairy
know.
Queen.
I've never been there, so there you go.
Yeah, it's good. I like Max. All right, Robert.
My number one, I'm gonna take it back to my hometown of Muskogee.
Oh, nice.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
say My Place Barbecue. I choose My Place Barbecue because it's one of the only places I've ever been on the planet that you can get a buffet of barbecue.
No
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah, you heard what I said.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
It's a
Okay.
buffet.
All right.
I've been to one other one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not
one
me.
other one.
Of course
Okay.
he has.
Okay.
Because you can't stay in business at a buffet
No way,
barbecue.
no way. Like just
Oh
to
no,
see,
man! I don't
like,
know if I could eat enough.
just to see how much brisket gets moved through
Yep.
that line is like I'm thinking of the guy who smoked. Like, bro, who is smoking this? And like,
Yeah.
like you don't sleep. You can't
No.
sleep. There's no way that you're sleeping.
No.
That's interesting.
Well, when
yeah.
I tell you, like, and it's I've been going there since I was a kid, and its consistencies never change. Like, it's
Yeah.
I've never had a bad day at
That's
My
awesome.
Place Barbecue.
Yeah. I like the name too. That's a great name.
Yeah.
It is a great name.
My Place, Barbecue. That's good.
Love it.
Muskogee, Oklahoma.
Muskogee, Oklahoma.
There's a lot of places
Yeah.
I want to try too. Have you ever guys been to Buffalo's? You ever heard of that? Sperry?
No.
It's just it's a barbecue truck, no restaurant, just like a food truck.
I love a good food truck.
Yeah, he just posts like, "Hey, I'm open today. This is what I got." He's open like 2-3 hours till he sells out. And then Alley Cats.
Yeah, I've heard of Alley
Heard-
Cats,
you
but I
heard
haven't
of
been
that
there.
one?
Haven't
It's
heard
supposed
of
to
that.
be
I've been
killer.
to another place I've been to called Elmer's. Have you
Yeah,
been there?
Elmer's been around a long time.
Yeah, it's kind of cool
Elmer's.
too. They have
It Be Bad?
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
They're like blues. Like they kind of have a theme. It's kind of cool place. I think anything that has a guy's name on it. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they're kind of throwing that out there. You gotta be good a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Have to.
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
there's some
Yeah.
there's some
pretty
sweet joints around here.
Yeah. Yeah, barbecue's good. I will say Oklahoma has it's not something you see in Texas a lot, is the smoked bologna. Bologna. Yeah. So I do enjoy that. It's good. Nice little change pace there.
Good old bologna
Yeah.
sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. You like that, Lucas?
Yep.
Yeah, hey,
That
Trails
is a
in
McRib from McDonald's.
Trails in
Giant
Barbecue.
hot
Oh,
dog.
bro, dude. Trails in
never had
Barbecue.
that.
Hey, they got
Never
the
had that.
ramwich. Bologna, brisket, hot link
Yeah.
on Texas toast.
Well,
what
and
it is.
I'll say
That's-
Burnco. Burnco's not bad. I like Burnco. They got that. What do they call that? The fatty? Where
Yeah.
they,
Oh,
the thing,
man, yeah.
thing
I've
is
seen that thing.
Killer.
Man,
Yeah.
it's a place and I wish that it'd come here, but it's in Oklahoma City. It's called Swatley's.
Heard of it.
Yeah, I've heard of Swatley's.
it.
Yeah.
If you're ever in Oklahoma City, please, like
Check it out.
I beg of you, like don't
Okay.
eat anywhere but Swatley's. Like it's
Writing it
amazing.
down.
It's amazing.
Swally.
I'm gonna take Anthony with me wherever I go.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, man, we'll be there.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
be there end of next month, right?
And I'll be
Yeah.
eating at
All
Swatley's.
right, we're gonna go.
And you'll
You
be
better
at
remind
Swatley's.
me.
I
we need to
got
go.
you, dog. I
All
got
right.
you.
All right. Well, talked a lot about food, especially meat. It was awesome conversation. So, Robert, we're super pumped to have you on because I think we're all, well, at least to know on this end of the table, we're huge fans of the football.
Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all having me, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
yeah.
y'all
So
having me.
that's probably why we're most excited to have you on. But also, you seem like a great dude. But we wanted to maybe talk to you a little bit about that because
yeah.
for a guy like me who didn't play, I was a little small. And
A little small?
a little small when I was in high school.
5'7",
and
160.
I was 5.
Size
I was
8 shoe.
5'8". I was 5'8". I was 5'8".
With cleats.
Yeah,
Don't
maybe
you miss
150.
an inch
yeah.
off of me. Give me
Yeah, that's right. Give me the
everything.
inch.
Right,
Give me the
right,
inch.
right.
And Texas takes it real serious, just like they do in Oklahoma. So
For
I
sure.
didn't I didn't quite play the football. I think a couple years when I was younger, man. I was definitely getting hit, not hitting. Let's put it that way. Yeah,
That's no fun.
that's no fun for anybody.
Never.
So we thought we'd ask you a few questions about your career if you're good with that, man.
Shoot.
We're super
Shoot 'em.
excited to talk to you. So I'll let you guys. I'll open it up. You guys go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead,
I got
Lucas.
my list.
So where'd you play college ball at?
The University of Arkansas, the only school that matters.
The only school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Only school that matters.
So
Yeah.
my first question, playing the SEC, what college away stadium, so you can't pick your home
Yeah,
stadium,
it's good.
has
It's
the
good.
best like atmosphere?
LSU by far.
Oh,
Death
well.
Valley. And I hate to give them their credit.
Because that's your
Oh,
big.
That's, a rival.
That's the big one. Yeah,
that's the
big
biggest
one.
rival.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe too, just because like that rivalry is so high, is like I'll never forget my first game in Death Valley. Like we were pulling up in the bus, and we're driving in, and like all the fans typically are all around the bus, and especially at a away game, they're chapping, they're going, and one of the most unique things I ever seen in my life, they had a pig.
Yeah, they
Like a full hog, like
A real one.
Cooking him up?
no, he was strung up, like just strung him up, and
Oh.
it was this weird, like hippie looking guy. Like he had like I can't make this up. He had like a sword, like I mean, like the biggest sword. Like and he's working it, he's pointing at the bus, he's working it, and as soon as our bus like gets to the point that like he had to stop, like, and they had to open the gate, and he looks, he points it one more time, and he jumps and slits the pig, like slit. And when I tell you like the eruption of just the crowd there, it was like
That's awesome.
it's gonna be a ball game.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's gonna be,
I love that.
Like, oh man, our head coach was so like that's one of the most disrespectful. Like
Yeah.
Who was your head coach?
Bobby Petrino.
Okay.
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 Bobby Petrino.
is he
He's
there
back.
again?
My
Yeah, he's
dog's
back.
back, man.
Yeah.
Shout out Bobby P, man. Shout out Bobby P. I'll see you this year.
So there's some fun jokes around there, but we
Oh,
probably
man.
leave those off. We probably leave off this family oriented podcast here. No, that's good, man. That's a great question. I
Yeah,
like
it is.
that. I like that.
I got good questions.
Yeah.
As long as it's not barbecue, I got you.
No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask. Let's go way back. When you started playing football, did you always play defensive line?
No, so what was crazy? Quick story. I played running back,
Yeah.
and quarterback my whole
I
life.
love that.
I got to my 8th grade year,
Okay.
and like it was going to the time that they were kind of transitioning me over to kind of get ready for high school.
Specialized, yeah.
And everybody kept talking. Like I kept hearing talks about like, oh man, you'll be a good lineman. And by this time, I'm like, I'm pretty much, I'm definitely a lineman. Like I might be like 255 pounds. Like, but I'm running. Like I can run this ball.
Right.
And
Well, yeah, nobody tackling
man.
you.
So
Yeah.
so like I remember like hearing about like, oh man, like, hey man, they're gonna move you. And then I never forget, my defensive line coach came up to me like, hey man, you're gonna play on the line. And that day I told him, nah, I'm not gonna play on the line. And he said, well then quit. Okay, you're not hurting my feelings. So I walked off the field. The next day, shout out to my mother. She took me right back up there.
Oh, yeah.
Took me right back up there.
She ain't putting up with it.
And I have my hand in that dirt ever since.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
That's a
yeah.
great story.
I love that.
Yep.
I love that.
Yep. Hey, you guys keep going. I've talked to Robert some. I want you guys,
Okay, all right,
keep
all
going.
right.
I want you guys to have your shot.
Who was one player you played with or
All
against
right,
that
I'll
you were like
scratch that off my list. Yeah.
starstruck when you played against him?
Tom Brady.
Okay.
I feel
Brady.
like it was. I feel like to see, like you don't really realize how big of an impact he has until you see it in person, and we played them in New England.
Yeah.
So it was like,
Yeah.
it was crazy. Like I remember like the team would come out and they got their music playing and stuff. Well, when it was Tom's time to come out, like they changed the whole music. Like they started playing like this opera, like dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
And it's like him just on the jumbotron. He's walking through the like stadium or coming out or whatnot, and it's just a camera on him, and he's kind of calm. And as soon as he gets to like the opening to come out, he does his little signature. Let's go. And man. And they blow those like those fireworks and stuff. And
Yeah.
it was like one of them things like I'm talking like I couldn't even warm up. I was looking like
That's Tom
That's
Brady.
awesome.
that's Tom Brady.
Yeah,
That's Tom Brady.
That's
Holy
really
cow.
cool.
That's Tom Brady. And then I guess the guy that I got to play with that was like a starstruck moment was another guy like that was that Eli Manning. Like just to kind of know like the history of the Giants.
Yeah.
Just to kind of know the history of Eli Manning. Like just to know the history of the Manning brothers. Like the Manning family was just like amazing. And then to see like how good of a guy he was. Like he was one of those guys that he went outside of his way to know his teammates.
Yeah.
Like he was one of those like and I hate to say that about him, he's one of those awkward guys that he's going to push himself on you.
Yeah.
Like I remember I'm sitting at the breakfast table and he comes over, he sits down and he's like, so tell me Rob about Muskogee. I'm like, this dude Google me. We go. Here we go, Eli. So I get to talking about him, and he was like, I hear a big thing down there is y'all smoke that marijuana, or y'all don't smoke that marijuana in Muskogee.
Oh yeah,
So I'm
Merle
like,
Haggard. Merle Haggard. Yeah,
Merle
Merle Haggard.
Haggard.
Yeah.
So
I like
just to kind of like cross bridges and like for him to be the guy that he was, and for me to be the guy that I was
awesome.
like, it was like, man, like you really like care. You know what I mean?
that's
And
cool.
I thought it was pretty dope.
They're very funny guys too.
Oh my God, hilarious.
So I'll just go ahead and leave. I'm a big Dallas Cowboys fan, so that really hurts me a bit because I'm gonna
your
say,
heart.
yeah,
Bless
I
your heart.
know. I'm gonna say this. Kind of has dumb face over there, right? He's always, but he is killer.
Man, he will shred
He's
you.
killer.
With that
He's killer.
same facial expression,
Yeah.
he will shred you.
Just kill us. Yeah, he killed us, man. 2 Super Bowls for sure. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it. All right, that's awesome.
He beat my Niners
Well,
in the NFC Championship game too.
yeah,
So
he did.
My Niners.
He
Like
did.
I played for him. You know?
Yeah.
Nah, I know the feeling though. I
Yeah.
know, hey,
Yeah.
that's a part of you. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
You got to sack Tom Brady though, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
What?
I did. I
Oh
sure
my
did, bro.
goodness.
And when I tell you, like, my body, like, I didn't feel like I was there at all. Like, I did not feel like I'm getting up, like,
What just happened?
oh, bro, this is Tom on the ground. No.
That's so awesome, man. Good for you. That's really cool.
yeah.
And no penalty because you can't hit him, right? You got to hit him in the waist. That's all you can do.
Especially a Tom type guy, like you got to know, like there's a certain, like you kind of pull him on top of you, spin your body around, and pull him on you.
He still complained when he got up. I guarantee it.
Oh yeah, and like you know what? One thing I love about him, like to see how big of a competitor he was.
Yeah.
Like I figured that like most quarterback guys are more like they're like the leader, so they don't do too much noise talking.
John,
and stuff like that.
yeah.
But Tom, oh my.
You can see him do it, man.
Oh my! Like he will get you out your game. Like he can go. I didn't even. Like, I remember he was yelling like at a. He yelled at our linebacker like, "I didn't even watch you on the scouting report." Like it was. I'm talking about, bro. You're one of them guys.
That's awesome.
Like,
I love it. Well, maybe kind of a little bit of the same. Who was your favorite player growing up?
My favorite player growing up was Warren Sapp.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh man, like
he was good.
I'm talking about like once I kind of started understanding me as a lineman and understanding like I remember everybody used to tell me like, man, you move like Sapp, you move like, and I checked him out. I started finding stuff on him, checking
Copy
him out.
him,
And sure enough, like when I thought that was one of the most honorable things I've ever heard in my life about me. Was
that's cool.
I move like Sapp.
Yeah, I wrote that down. Who did you try to copy? If you, the Sapp. That's good.
Warren Sapp.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't blame you.
Mimic this game. I try to mimic it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Keep going if you guys more.
Well, I mean, yeah.
All right, I got a bunch more too. So, did you ever get injured? Like, did you have an injury that like just stands out to you?
I did. My senior year in college, broke my left patella. My left patella, and man, it was it was one of those injuries that, especially being so late, like in my time of playing there, I figured that like this could be something that kind of end me, you know, and just I mean that was one of my tougher moments in life, just because I didn't know what was kind of next, you know, and I'm thinking like all the doubt starts just to pour, and thank God, man, like that was coming out. That was one of my hottest seasons. Like I started off the season, I broke my leg game 5, had 6 sacks already.
Oh wow!
So like I was red hot.
Wow.
So fast forward, I ended up getting to go to the combine. I got the bench press. I couldn't run because I was still on crutches or whatnot. But yeah, that was probably the most.
Bench about 150.
Wait, hey,
It's 225. How many times did you do
Yeah.
225?
225 I hit at the combine 36 times.
God,
See, I can do 18. My pride. 36?
36. 36.
God bless.
You got that big
America.
chest.
36.
Bouncing them off, yeah.
Yeah,
Short
so-
arms. That's what. I'm just kidding. As a joke.
You better be careful.
I'm gonna be careful. That's why I said.
No,
I'm
you're
trying to
good.
get
No,
reach over there.
you're
and smack
good.
you. Yeah. No, that's good. I like that. That's good.
So who was your? Did you have 2 college coaches, or did you have one?
Man, I had 3.
Head coaches?
Yeah, so which was crazy. After the Petrino thing happened, we got John L. Smith. Oh man, I love him to death. But how can I put that nicely? Old John L. was kind of like he was definitely past his coaching years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like I mean
I don't even remember him being there.
Was 1 year you said?
Yeah, it was
Just
1 year. 1 year. And that's kind of when everything kind of rolled down for us. And after that, I had Brett Bielema.
Oh yeah.
He came
Okay.
over from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And as soon as he got there, like I thought was a great, because I was gonna leave. Like
Yeah.
I was gonna leave my junior season. Like I was gonna leave up out of there. And he got in. He sit me down in the office and was kind of just explaining to me, "Hey, Robert, I understand what you're wanting, and right now you're not gonna get that.
Yeah.
But I can." And he told me, and I quote him. He said, I can bet you my left testicle that you will go. So I'm like, okay, cool. So end up getting hurt, and every time I see him now, I tell him, hey man, I still need that, man.
Yeah.
I need that left one.
Yeah. I like that. That's funny. I like that. That's good. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So what years were you in college? Like, did you your first couple years? I think you said you were pretty successful team wise. Tell me about that a little bit.
Okay, so my first year at Arkansas, we went to the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then that year after that, we went to the Cotton Bowl.
Okay.
And then the year after that, that's when stuff started to kind of
going
down.
started swinging downhill.
Yeah, he had it rolling, man.
He did, and that's what kind of got me. Like we went from the number 4 team in the country to getting beat game 1 against ULM.
Yeah.
Man, and you
Yeah.
know what's crazy? They didn't just. It was to the point they beat us so good that their quarterback was up for the Heisman.
Yeah. I think I remember that. My
ULM.
my
from
wife's
ULM. It was
little
crazy.
brother, little sister went there.
Yeah, and it was it was one of the like
Not
that-
ULM. They went to Arkansas.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Sorry.
cool.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
cool,
Sorry.
cool,
So
cool,
I
cool,
remember following them a bit. Yeah. During that time. That was probably a bummer.
Yeah, that was. So I mean, just because you figured that like even though you don't have your head coach, you will still be fine. Like I mean, they're still the same players, they're still the same guys around. But we didn't realize how much of a difference Bobby made until he wasn't there.
Yeah, he's a good coach.
Yeah, man, he was phenomenal. Like I mean,
Yeah.
when it comes to like an offensive game, I don't think anyone could coach it the
Yeah.
way he coaches it.
A little silly, but he good at coaching.
He can do it. He can do that. He can win you ball games for sure.
I went to a game there. They played Ole Miss, and I can't remember exactly the year. Went to see Bethany's brother, and we, her older brother wanted to leave early because y'all were losing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're on the team or not at this point. And then they had like one of the bigger comebacks in Arkansas history. Ended up winning that game, and I was really irritated. Anyway, but it was a great atmosphere, man. It was great. I don't know, 80,000 people, crazy fans.
By far, some of the best like fans I've ever seen in my life.
It's
Like,
very sold out. Yeah.
I remember on my visit to Arkansas, there was a place called Catfish Hole that they would bring like all the recruits to, and they would have like maybe 400 to 500 like fans off like this little bitty, like it's tiny, and like it'll be like fans all outside of it, and as each player like rolled up to it, like the fans would just go crazy. Like,
it's nuts.
Man,
It's cool.
they cheer your name.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh man, it was one of the greatest experiences I've ever had in my life.
That's cool.
It was pretty cool. It
Yeah.
was really cool.
Good deal.
Yeah, they have good fans. It seems like in every sport. You know,
Yeah,
basketball,
baseball, basketball, yeah.
Was it Nolan Richardson was there back in the day in basketball?
Yeah, they're good now too.
They're good in baseball too.
Man, they baseball team every year.
Baseball program's great.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
They're great.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
I think they have one of the highest attendances in all of Division One, don't they? Yeah.
For baseball.
Yeah, they do.
Yep.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Those be exciting games. They really do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what was your favorite stadium that you played in the pros? I know it's a little different, but what was your favorite one?
And I know, like, and it sounds kind of biased, but I liked it Philly. I feel like I liked it Philly just because most people didn't like it just because how like how gritty
You can say
of,
they're
gritty,
fans, yeah.
How gritty of a fan base it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Like to see like that was the only place that I ever went that they had like a protection burial over like
The tunnel.
over the tunnel. But it was mesh.
Yeah.
And what the fans would do that had seats around, they would buy beers and they would just pour the beer on top. So it's like I'm talking about raining.
Looking for
beer.
sponsors, Philly.
Oh,
Looking for sponsors.
Philly's wild, man. Philly's a wild place.
But
I definitely enjoyed it though.
yeah, I can see it being like especially if you beat them, right?
For them being like in the same.
Yeah,
like that's a big rivalry too, especially the Giants. That was huge.
Oh yeah,
so to go down there and then like you do all this extra stuff and then we still smack you. That makes it. Man, that makes it even better. That's a fun ride back home.
So who are some NFL teams that you played for?
I started off with the Redskins. From the Redskins, I went to the Seahawks. From the Seahawks, I went to the Dolphins. Dolphins to the Giants. Giants to the Bills.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
I mean, I missed out a few. Like I left out a few, but I just wanted to make sure I put the ones
you got the NFC East ones in there, so we appreciate that. Yeah, we appreciate that. Jumped across the country there.
I did.
Kind of great
Seattle.
experience.
I heard Seattle.
I did. That was you know what's so crazy? I went from Washington to Seattle, and that was one of. I mean, I never really traveled coming up, so just even. I felt like that was one of the that was a crazy experience for me too, to have a family and you realize that like everything that you do is on your own. It's not like it's not like they're gonna pay for me to get out there.
Sure.
It's not like that any teams are gonna help you.
We'll see you Monday.
We see you Monday.
Yeah.
And it was so crazy because I would fly out and then my poor wife would be at that same place, and she's having to find like movers.
Yeah.
She's having to find like car shippers.
Wow.
She's having to find like everything.
So you were married in your NFL career?
I got married in college. Matter of fact, my junior season. My last of my junior season. I married my high school sweetheart.
Oh, yeah, good for you. Awesome. So how long have you been married?
This is going on our 11th year.
Yeah, congrats, man. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. That's cool. Well, let me ask you, was a pregame ritual meal something
that I always had to eat?
Yeah, what some of you had to do, eat, whatever. Yeah.
So typically they would typically have like you're gonna have your protein, you're gonna have your carbs. They have a lot of like steaks, chickens, pasta. I was big on pasta, and they would have I think it's bow tie.
Okay, yeah.
And like I would always get that bow tie with that with some good, and I never was like a meat sauce guy. Like I'm more of just like just a sauce type of guy, and I chop up all my chicken in it, and
that's what you did.
Okay, every game, like I had to eat the same thing. I had to. Had to.
Anthony wouldn't make it.
It's like it's almost like you're a creature of of
you're getting ready.
You of habit. So I was trying to make sure that like I don't want to break any cycle. I want to make sure that I'm doing everything the same way that I did to make sure that I get the best outcome that I can possibly get.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
I'll take one now. Okay. What's something that you wanted to do besides play football if you weren't going to play football?
And you know, I had a talk, man. I had to have a talk with. We were at the Redskins, and you got to do like all your rookie type of like what they call them, like it's kind of like a service. So like they would kind of shadow you around, and you go to like
help you get
go to like hospitals and different places. Well, we went to a boys' home one time, and they asked those questions, and a lot of guys had like answers, like man, I was going to be this, I was going to do that, and when it came to me, I'm like, man, this was always like. My plan B has always been make plan A work.
Yeah, I like that.
And like it was one of those things that like I'm going to put everything behind this. I know what God has for me. Like I always felt it, you know. And I know that might sound crazy. I know that might, but it was something that I knew that like I felt it in my body that it was going to happen.
That's cool.
You know,
I like that.
So what did it feel like when you finally stepped on your first NFL field, when you finally made it?
Man, my legs were weak. My legs were weak. I'll never forget. And I got in my stance and like my arm, like I didn't have enough power to hold my body up, and I just collapsed.
Yeah.
Like, oh, let me get back up. Like, but it was just like it was a moment of my life that like I fought, I clawed for it, and okay, it's here.
That's
know?
awesome.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
All that
really
hard
cool.
work.
Right.
Man.
It's actually
Grind.
paying off. Yeah, it's actually paying off. Like to have so many friends who fought for the same things, and like you have a team. Like I mean, even bigger than that. Like my college team, out of my team, man, it was only 3 of us who went that season. So like it's big. And
It's a
I
big
mean,
deal.
Yeah, man, you got a team of at least 100 guys plus, you know what I mean, in college. And I mean, so it was huge. Like just to kind of understand where you're at, and understand like you need to take as much of this, like you need to take everything you can out of this. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah. I can appreciate that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
sure.
cool.
Well, I just want to ask, any other sports? Did you play any other sports?
Baseball.
Okay.
Baseball.
All right.
Baseball. I mean, I played baseball clear up until my sophomore year. And,
And
had a coach kind of I'll never forget, man. I had a coach, man. My high school coach came to like a practice one day and was like, that's by the time now I'm starting to get a few offers and stuff.
sure.
And he yelled at the practice, nobody needs a 300-pound first baseman. And like everybody kind of laughed about it, and like I felt so small. He was like, it is. So he waited the whole practice, waited it out. And he said, man, think about this, Robert. You're wasting time on a sport that you don't have an offer in, do you? No, sir. I'll see you back on. He told me I'll see you back on.
Yeah.
I see you back on Monday.
Yeah.
And I said, I see you Monday, big dog.
Yeah. Did you see me hit, coach? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Doesn't
bro,
care.
like,
Yeah.
I don't,
No, that's
bro.
cool.
Yeah, bro.
That's
You're
cool.
too big. You're too big.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's good, man. Well, I appreciate sharing, man. This is fun.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's like, you got more?
No, I'm good.
I'm sure we could keep going forever. And my hope
Time is limited here.
Yeah,
We're not
time is
gonna-
limited.
Hey, bro,
Well-
we ain't got nothing but time. Y'all good,
Yeah,
man.
well, here
Y'all
what I'd
good.
like to do is maybe we'll wrap this one up, and if you don't mind sticking around, we'll dig in a little more, maybe
yeah,
on
sure.
some a little bit more serious conversation, and then of course we'll have you back at some point.
Oh, yeah,
So
for
we'll-
sure.
We'll talk about how you hated playing for. No, I'm just kidding. We won't do that. Yeah. Playing against the Cowboys, I'm sure was awesome. Yeah, probably because y'all won every time.
We
So-
definitely kicked them Cowboys.
if you
but-
played in that with that
we
teams,
kicked
then
them
you
Cow-
definitely did. Yeah,
we
you
kicked some
definitely
butt on
did.
them
Okay,
Cowboys.
all right. I think I'm good. All right, Robert. Well, I appreciate it, man. We'll
Appreciate you
be
having
back
me.
here shortly.